So today we are supposed to start function. In this chapter we have already discussed relation, we have discussed Cartesian product, and based on this two exercises of NCERT is already done. So today we are going to start function. We must have a clear cut idea about the function and what is the difference between relation and function should be clear for us. This function sometimes we call map or mapping. In simple words we call it map or mapping. Okay. All functions are relation, but all relations need not be a function. This is one of the important, and if you understand this, then you have a clear cut idea about the definition as well as the difference between relation and function. All functions are relations, but all relations need not be a function. Then question is, which relations are function? Then question comes in our mind, which relations are functions? All functions are relations, but all relations need not be a functions. So only those relations are functions. You continue after this, only those relations are functions. So only those relations are functions in which each element in X has a unique image. Each element in X has a unique image in Y. Each element in X has a unique image in Y. I am drawing some diagram so that it will be more clear for you. So this is Y, this is X. 1, 2, 3, 4. A, B, C, D. This is your figure 1, figure number 1. Y, X, 1, 2, 3. A, B, figure number 2. One, two, three. A, B, C, D. Figure number 3. One, two, three. A, B, C, D. Figure number 4. There may be many diagrams, but these are the simple 4 possible diagrams we are drawing. I am trying to explain the difference between relation and function, so that we should have a clear cut idea about relation and function. This X side is called pre-image. This is called image. Pre-image and image. If you see carefully figure number 1, each element in X has a unique image in Y. Each element in X has a unique image in Y. 1A, 2B, 3C, 4D. So clear cut, this is a function. Correct. And if it is a function, it is the relation also, because all functions are relations. but all relations need not be a function. So this is clearly function as well as relation. If you see figure number 2, 1 having image A, 2 having also image A, 3 having also image B. So each element in X has a unique image. That is different issue. That is different issue that 1 and 2 have the same image. 1 and 2 have the same image, but it having a unique image. 1 having image A and 2 having image A, but it is unique, means only 1. So 1 having only one image, that is A, 2 having only one image, that is A, and 3 having a different image, that is B, but a unique image. So this is also a function. This is also a function. But if you see figure number 3, 2 having a unique image C, 3 having a unique image D, but 1 having 2 images, this one having 2 images. 1 having images one time A and one time B. So 1 having 2 images, it is not unique. So this is not a function. This is not a function. But if anybody will ask, it is a relation? Yes, it is a relation. Yes, it is a relation. It is not a function, but it is a relation. And number 4, if you see, each element having unique images, but D do not have any pre-image. So it can be function or it cannot be function. What do you think? What do you think? It is a function. It is a function. It is a function. But the opposite of this, if comes, if here is 4 and it doesn't have any image, then it is not a function. So by simple this some diagrams we can understand what is the difference between relation and function, and how we identify it is a function or it is not a function. Again, here the most important things which we have to know, and we have to do sums, and that is important for your examination, that is domain, codomain and range. You should have a clear-cut picture about domain, codomain and the range. In simple way, you know that domain means the values of X, the first element in the ordered pair. It depends how you describe. So domain means the values of X, or the first element of the ordered pair is called the domain of the function. We have already defined for the relation, the same definition will be for the function. There is no change in the domain, codomain and range definition. Whether it is relation or function, definitions are same. So domain means values of X. Range means the values of Y which have a pre-image. The values of Y which have a pre-image. But codomain means all the values of Y, whether it has pre-image or it doesn't have pre-image, will be taken as codomain. And one important formula we have to keep in mind. Based on this, we may have a short question, and then we discuss more about domain, codomain and range. If suppose we have two sets, if n of A is equal to m, number of elements in set A is m, okay, and number of elements in set B, number of elements in set B is n, number of elements in set A is n, number of elements in set B is n. Then if you want to find the number of functions, so if you want to find number of functions, not number of relations, number of functions from set A to set B. Any idea? Number of functions from set A to set B. Can you tell me what is the formula for number of that is Cartesian product. That is the total number of Cartesian elements, m into n. 2 to the power m into n is the number of relations. If you recall, we have already discussed. Total number of Cartesian elements will come m into n. If you talk about number of relations, it will be 2 to the power m into n. Am I right? But if you wish to find number of functions from set A to set B, it will be n to the power m. This relation you will not get in many places, not given in the books. But we should know because when we have a valid formula for number of relations from set A to set B, the formula goes like 2 to the power m into n. But again, if you wish to find number of functions from set B to set A, then what will come? From B to A, so A is m, so then it is m to the power m. You please try to get the formula. If it is from set A to set B, so set B will come in the base, means n, and set A element will go for the power. If it is from set B to set A, then set A will come in the base and set B should go for the power. Okay? I hope it's okay. So this is one simple formula for finding the number of functions. Now, the most important thing which we have to understand is regarding the domain, codomain and the range. That is the most important thing. We can do the sum in different ways. Number one way is that we can draw mapping. And after drawing the mapping, we can find its domain, codomain and the range. But it is not possible for us to draw mapping for all the sum. Okay, some simple question we can do by mapping, but all questions we cannot do by mapping. In that case, we have a mathematical ways and we have to follow that ways, and accordingly we have to find the domain, codomain and the range. Okay, like suppose if we have a rational function, we are taking one example for a rational function. Suppose we have one rational function f of x equal to x square minus 5x plus 10 divided, suppose x minus 2. One simple question. This is a rational function and we want to find the domain of this function. So the function is in the form of p by q and we want to find the domain of this function. So how to proceed for the domain? So domain means the values of x. The values of x for which the function to be defined. So for the rational function, what we do, the rule is that it can take all the values of x except for which denominator should be 0. So you know that denominator will be 0. That means x minus 2 will be 0, which implies x equal to 2. So x equal to 2. So at x equal to 2, the given function is not defined. You can see that at x equal to 2, the given function is not defined. So at x equal to 2, if the given function is not defined, then definitely what is the domain of this function? So we can take all the real values, but we cannot take 2, so it is r minus 2. So we can take all the real values, but we cannot take 2, so it is r minus 2. So this is called domain of the function for the rational function. For the rational function, domain will be all the real values except the function for which it becomes 0. But otherwise we have some steps which we can follow religiously to find the domain and the range. Will you want to write the steps how to proceed for domain? Shall I give in writing steps? Then you give working steps for domain. Working steps for domain. If you can keep this information in mind, and accordingly you should be trying. We don't have actually any formula for domain, codomain and range. If you talk about formula, we don't have any formula. But understanding means domain means you know that it is the value of x. Domain means values of x, but not all the values of x. The values of x for which the function is defined. Similarly, the corresponding values of y will be the range, and in codomain all the possible values of y will come. But we have some simple working steps which we can follow while doing the sum for getting domain, codomain and range. So step number 1, I am telling you working steps for domain. So step number 1 is find the values of x. Find the values of x. Find the values of x for which the function, find the values of x for which the function fx, for which the function fx takes the form 1 divided by 0. It may take this form 1 divided by 0, or it may be under the root a negative number, because under the root, if negative number comes, the square root cannot be calculated. The square root of a negative number is unknown for us. Forget about the imaginary part. We are talking about the real numbers. So square root of negative numbers is not real, it is imaginary. Or it may be in the format of 1 divided a non-positive integer, or etc. So these are the basically particularly 3 formats. If you are getting in denominator a non-positive number or non-positive integer, or you are getting under the root a negative number, or if you are getting something divided by 0, you know that function is not defined. For all this format, the function is not defined. So our duty is to find the values. Please read the point carefully. Find the values of x for which the function takes this format. And then number 2 step is, step number 2, the set of real numbers. Step number 2, the set of real numbers, excluding which obtained in step 1, is the domain. So this is simple basic rules for domain. Based on this only I have done a sum before that, rational function. What we have done, we have put denominator equal to 0, and then we got the values x equal to 2, because for x equal to 2 it will not define. So what is the domain? So domain of the function is all the real values except 2. Am I right? Yes. Now working steps for range. Next topic is working steps for range. So working steps for range. So for this, step number 1 is we put fx equal to y. In place of fx we put y. So the first step is we put in place of fx y. Then step number 2 is solve this equation. Take the step number 2 point, step number 2, solve this equation to find the values of x in terms of y. The values of x in terms of y. Number 3, find the values of y for which x is in domain. Find the values of y for which x is in domain. Number 4, the set of these values of y is the range of fx. The set of these values of y is the range of fx. So these are some simple steps which we should follow while doing the sum. Nothing is there to remember. When you practice sum, it will automatically come in your mind and you can do the sum. We don't have any formula, but we have to practice a lot of sum. In the entrance level, for domain and codomain, very typical type of sums we have. If you see NCERT or RS Agarwal, we have simple type of sum which we can easily do. So let me do 1-2 sum so that you will get idea how to find domain and the. Suppose we start with one simple question, fx equal to 1 by x minus 3. Suppose this is one simple sum and we want to find the domain and the range of the function. So for the domain, when we wish to find domain, so for domain, so this is a type of rational function. So we should be put denominator equal to 0. That means we are getting x minus 3 equal to 0. So x equal to 3. So that means the function is defined for all the values except 3. So what is the domain of this function? Real values minus 3. This is the first part answer. This is how we find domain. So we are putting denominator 0 and we have x equal to 3. So we can see that it can be defined for all the values except 3. So the domain is all the real values except 3. Now for the range, how to proceed for the sum? For the range, if you follow the steps, I already told you some steps, 3-4 steps. So if you follow that steps, then you can follow like that. We have fx equal to 1 by x minus 3. In place of fx put y equal to 1 by x minus 3. If you go for cross multiplication, it comes xy minus 3y is equal to 1. Or it comes xy equal to minus 3y is going that side. So 3y plus 1. Or it comes x equal to 3y plus 1 divided by y. Means we have to express x in terms of y. Instead of following the steps, the simple method is that in place of fx we are writing y. Here y is expressed in terms of x. Y is expressed in terms of x. After solving, we express x in terms of y. So when we have expressed x in terms of y, now you can see that this can be defined if y not equal to 0. Because if y will become 0, x will become what? If y will become 0, x will become what? Undefined. That means we cannot take y equal to 0. It is very clear from here. So for y equal to 0, x will be undefined. That means we cannot take y 0. But except 0, we can take all the values. And you know that range means values of y. Range means all the values of y for x should lie in the domain. So y 0 cannot be taken. So what is the range of this function? So we can take all the real values, but we cannot take 0. So r minus. This is the second part answer. So this is how we proceed for domain and the range. If the function is rational function, that you should be taking care of. If the function is rational function, for the rational function I am talking about. Is it okay? No? If you put y equal to 0, denominator 0 means anything divided by 0 is undefined, na? If you put y equal to 0, the function is becoming undefined. Denominator 0, numerator anything, it is undefined. So we cannot take 0. So except 0, we can take all the values. Okay? Okay. One more good sum, let us discuss. Same question, we have to find domain in the range fx equal to root of 9 minus x square. This one question. Fx equal to root of 9 minus x square. If you see this question very carefully from our simple observation or whatever simple information we have for maths, if you are putting here 0, 1, 2, 3 till 3, so 9 minus 9, 0 will come. But when you put x equal to 4, so it will become root over or negative number. If you are putting more than 3 here, are you getting my point, what I am trying to tell you? If you are putting here more than 3, suppose if you are putting 4, then 9 minus 4 square, 9 minus 16, root of minus 7. Now root of minus 7 is not a real number. That means it is not defined. But till 3 it's okay, 0 to 3. Similarly, if you go negative side, so if you are putting minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, it is okay. But if you put minus 4, again it will become a negative number. And negative number under the square root sign will be imaginary. This is I am telling from my simple observation. From my simple observation, we can say that this, we can take the values here, either 0 we can take, 1 we can take, 2 we can take, till 3 we can take. If you come negative side, then till minus 3 we can take. Even 1.2, 2.1, that all values. So from minus 3 to plus 3 we can take. Because minus 3 to plus 3 it is defined. But if you cross 3, if you are coming to 4 or higher number 5, so this part will become more and ultimately it will become negative, and so it cannot be defined. So for this type of sum, what we do, so for domain, when we wish to find the domain of this, that means the expression under the radical sign should be greater than 0. So for domain, this 9 minus x square should be greater than equal to 0. This is the mathematical conditions will come. It should be greater than equal to 0, because if it will be less than 0, then it will become imaginary and it cannot be defined. Or ultimately it comes minus x square greater than equal to minus 9, and from the law of inequality, both side negative has come, will be removed. Ultimately x square less than equal to 9. Ultimately x square less than equal to 9. Or we have otherwise factorization method also. If you have problem, you can go for factorization. This 9 means 3 square minus x square greater than equal to 0. Or we can write 3 minus x, 3 plus x greater than equal to 0. It depends on you how you understand. So 3 minus x, 3 plus x greater than equal to 0. Okay. So from here you can say that either 3 minus x greater than equal to 0 or 3 plus x greater than equal to 0. So from here minus x greater than equal to minus 3, or from here x less than equal to 3. So the values of x should be less than 3, and from here it comes x greater than equal to minus 3. So that means the values of x should lie minus 3 less than equal to x less than equal to 3. It should lie in between minus 3 to plus 3. Better you follow this method, it will be easy for you instead of this. Because from here it is difficult to understand how minus 3 and plus 3 comes. So better you can follow factorization method. So x should be less than equal to 3 and x should be greater than equal to 3. So minus 3 less than equal to x less than equal to 3. So what is the domain of this function? So minus 3 comma 3 under the closed interval. You know the meaning of closed interval. So this is the domain of this type of function. Minus 3 comma 3 under the closed interval. Okay. Okay. Now we have to find the range. Range means values of y. So range means values of y. So how we proceed for this sum for range? So for range, f of x is equal to root of 9 minus x square. So if you are taking the values from minus 3 to 3, if you put here 3, then what is the value of y? If you put here x value 3, what is the value of y? If 0. If you are putting x equal to 3 or minus 3, suppose minus 3 or 3, so you are getting y equal to what? 0. But if you put x equal to 0, then what you are getting? Y equal to? If you are putting x equal to 0, then y equal to 3. Then y equal to 3. Am I right? Now tell me one thing. If you take any other number from here, can this function value will be greater than 3 at any cost? This function value will be greater than 3 at any cost? Not. No. And maximum if you take 3, then it will be 0. So that means the values of y always lies between 0 to 3. Always. The values of y always lies between 0 to 3. If suppose you are putting here 2, so 9 minus 2 square, root 5. Root 5 means 2 point something. If you are putting 3, then it is 9 minus 9, so 0 will come. If you put 0, so 9 minus 0 means root 9 means 3 will come, positive value. So that means what is the range of this function? So range of this function will be 0 to 3 under the closed interval. The minimum value will be 0, the maximum will be 3. So this is how we calculate the range for this type of function. So it totally depends on the sum, what type of sum we have, and accordingly we have to proceed for it. Now based on this, you do 2 questions and giving that.